Hello and welcome back yet again to the Bibs Corner podcast. Did you miss me? It has been quite a while. I think the last episode I released was like August 1st. I believe it was Severance, the gigantic Severance review I did with my friend Josh and his wife Rhonda. I hate going through my podcasts and seeing Bibs Corner I gotta scroll to the very bottom to see the Bibs Corner podcast. Somebody actually left a review recently that I hadn't seen, and it made me realize that I needed to get back busy on here. So shout out to Snack Crackle on the review. I'm gonna read it actually. He said, I really like how laid back and technical Bibs can be when reviewing movies. He comes in well prepared and isn't afraid to say he missed certain things in the film. It's really refreshing hearing a new voice on movie reviews. And I listen to a lot of movie reviewers. I try to be a little bit different in the way that I approach things. A lot of people are very rigid in how they review movies. Like if it didn't reach you, then the movie's not worth seeing. But I try not to do that. So this movie that we're talking about today, Don't Worry, Darling, and I do have someone with me. I am going to try to be less rigid on having a guest, but I do have someone with me today. I have, I'm not even going to say, my co-host on the Mavs Outsiders, Reese Williams, at Mind of Reese. Reese, were you anticipating this movie, Don't Worry, Darling?
I was. I can't remember when I first saw the trailer. I told you on the Mavs Outsiders that I like a lot of movies I discover through seeing trailers, going to see other movies.
Okay.
And this was one of them.
Yeah.
A few months ago, and I was like, okay, Florence Pugh was in it.
I literally saw Florence Pugh and then checked out. Like I didn't need to say anything else.
Once I saw Florence Pugh, I said, okay, I'm going to see this. Doesn't matter what it's about. Florence Pugh was in it. I'm going to see this. And it seemed interesting. So I was like, okay, I can't wait for this. This became one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Then all the drama and shit behind it, I was like, oh, wow. Now I really can't wait.
It put me off to it. Like, I was like, y'all got all this going on. Is the movie even good at this point? Olivia Wilde smashing Harry Styles.
Man.
She lying.
Shout out Jason Sudeikis.
Shout out to the homie, man. That's
shout out Shia LaBeouf too.
Shout out Shia LaBeouf, man. Shia LaBeouf. I haven't even seen him this whole time. I just know he leaked the video. I
got something to say. Coming from this movie, I thought about Shia LaBeouf a lot. We'll get into that.
The whole time. We'll get into it.
Every scene, I was like,
yeah, that should have been.
He'd have killed this.
I kept trying to put
sad, bro. It's sad because I didn't know about this drama until a month ago when I started mentioning you on Twitter. I didn't know Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten.
So if I had never known and I'd have watched this, I wouldn't have been thinking that. But knowing that he was supposed to play that character, I'm like, I'm imagining Shia LaBeouf doing this scene, and I'm like, he would have knocked this out of the fucking park.
You would have sold it better.
Yeah, but we got what we got.
Back to the topic. So Don't Worry, Darling. Like you said, I was anticipating it. The drama started leaking. I started questioning whether or not I was going to see it. The reviews start coming out. The reviews are bad. I didn't read any, but the reviews are kind of bad from the critics, and you know how critics be. The press tour is awkward. I think my girl Florence decided she wasn't going to go on the next leg of the press tour because it's real awkward for her the way they had her out here. For those of you who don't know, we are in the non-spoiler, so I can go into this type of stuff.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Shia LaBeouf ended up leaving the production. And the story was that Olivia Wilde had fired him because apparently he was making Florence Pugh feel some type of way on the set. With Shia LaBeouf's history, that wasn't too surprising to anybody. But then Shia LaBeouf was like, y'all not about to slander my name. Here's
these receipts.
Here's this video. Like, y'all decide what happened. And so in the video, Olivia Wilde is driving. It's the awkwardest shit I've ever seen. She's like singing his name. Shia. I was like, oh damn, this is gonna be one of them. And then she's like, hey, Miss Flo's gonna get over herself. We want you back. We can make this work. Blah, 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 blah. So basically, she went from, I fired Shia LaBeouf because I wanted to protect Florence Pugh. And come to find out, she telling Shia LaBeouf, Florence Pugh is tripping. I want you back.
First of all, calling her Miss Flo is so shady.
So like
unnecessarily shady. But
if Florence Pugh decided to put hands upon her,
I wouldn't even be mad.
Wouldn't be surprised or mad at her. She earned them hands. Besides the fact that her smashing Harry Styles also made Florence Pugh uncomfortable. What the hell was going on this set? Like,
yo, after the movie released, more news came out, and I'm like, bro, the movie's out, and they're still releasing stuff that happened during the production of this movie. They said Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh got into a shouting match on set. I'm like, what else is going to come out about this movie? Like, I need a documentary at this point.
This either going to be the worst movie or best movie ever is what.
I need a 30 for 30 on the Don't Worry Darling production, bro.
I need to talk to Florence Pugh and figure out, make sure she's okay. Because this sounds like some bullshit. Like, I hope her check was fat. That's how they had to put up with all this. Anyway, that's the off the court stuff, right? So off the court, a lot was happening.
Off the court.
But what happened on the court? You know, I wasn't going to see the movie because between the drama and the bad reviews, I was like, man, I ain't got time to be.
I didn't even look any reviews up.
I think it had like a 30 something on Rotten Tomatoes when I checked.
I didn't know it had bad reviews until you said so.
And so there's like 50 movies that are watchable in theaters right now. It's at 38% right now with critics. 81 with regular people, though. Not surprising.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
So again, I wasn't going to see it. There's like 30 movies I could see right now. We went from having no movies to like all the movies.
It's too much right now. I still got to see how they run.
Yeah, I think, is that the one of the movies that there were like 4 movies that I could have watched last week. One of them is no longer in my theater already.
See How They Run is only an hour and 30 minutes too. That's
I think it's See How They Run that they removed. Let me see. They did like a Harry Potter marathon at my theater. I was like, what the hell is this?
What the hell was the occasion for that?
See How They Run is still there. Confess Fletch is the one that they got rid of.
I want to see that one as well.
So that one's gone. So I can't even watch that at my theater no more. That's okay. I can still see How They Run.
Might be on streaming soon though.
And I want to see On the Come Up too. That's another one.
Yeah, that's the one you told me about, the Snarlation.
I had never heard of it. I think Method Man's in it.
I'm not even gonna watch a trailer. I'm gonna just go see it.
Yeah, I'm not either. The premise is all I needed. Like, I needed to know what it's about.
I don't even know the premise.
You want to know it?
Nah, you recommended it to me. I'm gonna go in blind.
Okay, so I definitely want to see it. It sounds interesting. It doesn't sound like one of those stereotypical rap.
Okay.
Anyway, Reese watched it. Reese said, "Go see it." So I did, and now
I gassed it up a little because I wanted you to see it.
You did.
I told you it was great.
You did.
Because I knew if I said that, you'd go see it.
But
I exaggerated.
Give me 1 second. I gotta get something real quick. Say, hey. Come on. What side of yours? Oh man. All right. Sorry about that.
All good.
I heard her coming up the steps. I was like, I already know who that is. Oh man. Whew. All right, I got rid of her. She seemed heartbroken, but then she recovered.
An extra guess.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I at? We were just about to get into the movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the trailer, right? I think I saw the initial trailer, but that was so long ago I completely forgot what was in it.
Mm-hmm.
All I knew was Florence Pugh and it was a thriller type.
Suspense more for me, but
right. Well, in my head, I thought it was going to be a thriller initially.
Okay.
Quick synopsis. Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, married couple in this idyllic 1950s era living situation in the desert. Everybody's perfect. Houses are perfect. For me, it was very obvious something went right when all the husbands pulled out for work at exactly the same time. Like literally all the cars lined up. That was a little weird. Unnecessary, in my opinion. You didn't have to sell it. You didn't have to give me that already. But anyway, all the wives stay home, talk, gossip, cook, prepare, keep the house. Like, this is the
very 1950s.
The way things used to be.
Yeah.
But you could tell it's supposed to be the 1950s, but it doesn't really feel like the 1950s.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like the way they're talking and stuff doesn't feel like the 1950s.
No.
As the movie goes along, you could see a couple people starting to question what's happening. And basically you're trying to figure out what's going on yourself. That's kind of the movie. Like everything is supposed to be perfect here, but it's very clear something weird is happening. Very common movie type, I would say.
Yeah.
Pretty common. What were your overall thoughts? You said you overhyped it for a reason.
Yeah, I gassed it up a bit because I wanted you to see it, but I didn't like overly exaggerate. I don't think it was a great movie at all. It was good to me. I enjoyed it. Definitely problems with it. I came away with more questions than I should.
Okay. We'll get those in the spoiler section, I guess.
Yeah, I came away with more questions than I should, but I still walked away satisfied. I will tell you, if it were not for Florence Pugh, this movie would have been awful.
Damn near unwatchable.
Damn near unwatchable. Like she carried this movie. Like
Luka?
Like
in the playoff.
Like LeBron in 2018. Like the Cavs to the finals. Like she carried this movie on her back. And considering what she went through during the production, kudos to her for even carrying this movie the way she did.
Elite.
But it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not a crazy new concept. Obviously throughout the movie, I'm like, okay, so you know what's really going on. Like, obviously I saw the trailer, you didn't, so I know something's going on, but they don't allude to anything. They don't give anything away in the trailer. It's just a bunch of crazy visuals. And I feel like all those visuals were like just there to be visuals. They weren't, they didn't do anything. They didn't hint at anything or hint at the climax or third act or anything like that. It was just there because, oh, this would be cool. Right. This would bring up questions or have people wondering, wow, what's really going on?
These type of movies still do this, right?
Yeah.
Do this type of thing, right?
Like none of it really made sense as opposed to a Get Out where everything matters. Mm-hmm. So the execute, like where they wanted to go, it's ambitious. They had the right idea. I just don't think Olivia Wilde executed it well. And if she was not worrying about fucking one of the stars of her movie, then she probably could have been focused on directing this better.
Yeah. So I usually don't listen to other reviews before I do a review, but I did listen to the big picture. They said a lot of things that I did not agree with during their review, but one thing they said, and reason I'm glad I listened to their review, because they talked about how people are talking about this movie, and they talked about how Olivia Wilde tried to sell the movie. One of the things, she was comparing herself to Get Out. People were comparing this, saying this was the white woman's Get Out.
It is.
Stepford Wives, they're comparing this shit to classic ass movies.
Yeah.
And this is not that.
Not even close.
She set herself up for failure that way.
It wants to be bad. It's just not.
Yeah. Like it feels like it's trying to be those things,
yeah,
which it means you're doing it wrong in the first place. So Olivia Wilde directed, written by Katie Silberman, story by Carrie Van Dyke and Shane Van Dyke. Carrie is a guy, just to be clear. Katie Silberman also wrote Booksmart.
Olivia Wilde directed that.
Which Olivia Wilde also directed.
Which I liked. I love that movie.
Good movie.
But she also went, I believe after that movie didn't do as much, she went out and said, oh, it's because women are starring in it. And she just, Jesus Christ.
It became like a cult classic almost.
I would say so.
It's
like a female Superbad.
That's how I described it. I don't care.
There's
that was the wrong thing to say, but that's the best.
It's not the wrong thing to say. It's a female Superbad. Like look at the fucking movie.
You now, literally have the sister of the dude from Superbad playing.
Come on, man.
Very similar to the role he played in Superbad. Like, what are we doing? I'm not.
Like, why are we playing these games? Why are we call it what it is? It's the female Superbad. Now, granted, as far as like acting and story, it's better than Superbad.
Completely different stories.
Completely different.
But
I'd watch Superbad more than I would watch this because Superbad is a comedy classic.
You got teenage kids that aren't usually doing these type of things out in the streets acting wild. That's it. That's both movies.
It's a pattern here with her trying to make female versions of. Never mind.
Hey, yo. I ain't even gonna touch that.
Get on shit.
But anyway, so they set it up that way. And I don't feel like I didn't know that going in. It didn't affect my opinion of it. But if the critics are pissed, she gave them reasons to be pissed. We'll get into this more in the spoiler section. But one of the other things she said is that she said this movie would be like a powerful statement for female pleasure or something like that. I ain't see that shit either.
I didn't see that at all.
I see what she might have thought might have been that, but that it didn't work for me. I didn't. We gotta get to the spoilers in a second.
We do.
Overall, I will say about halfway through the movie, I was with it. Like I was invested. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I cared what was going on. Then it gets to a point where it's like, I need some stuff to happen. And I feel like you're too caught up in the visuals. You're too caught up in trying to live this 1950s thing. You need to give me more of the why. I'm
not going to lie to you. I can already tell by the time we finish this review, my rating is going down.
Yeah, once we get to the spoiler section, I'm about to destroy this shit.
Because I already gave it a rating in my head, and I shouldn't have done that. Like, I put it out on TikTok and everything.
Oh, damn. What did you give it?
7 out of 10.
Hell no.
And I'm already thinking 6.
Okay. We're going to see if we can get
and that. By the time we done this review, it might be a 5.
We're going to get that down to 4. That's what we're going to do by the end of this. That's how I'm feeling about this movie. I can't recommend this to anybody. Unless you are a person that's going to watch this like halfway, like if you're not going to actually pay attention, you might accidentally enjoy it. If you don't, if after I break this down in the spoiler section, you will start thinking about stuff a little differently probably. But overall, like again, I was invested. It was very close. There are some things that should have been done or shouldn't have been done. And then I feel like it didn't give me a good resolution. Like it felt like they had an idea for a movie, but they didn't know where they were going with it. That's how it felt for me.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. That's exactly how I would describe it, actually.
And it plays out exactly like that because it's the setup. Everything is cool. It looks great, feels great, and then when you start tearing it apart, when you start trying to get to whatever the point she's trying to make, none of it lands for me. None of the points stuck for me. She contradicts herself multiple times in this movie. If you're trying to find the message, every time I tried to say, okay, this is the message, she did something right behind it. Was like, well, nope, that's gone. So we'll get to that in the spoilers section. I ain't gonna waste no more time on that. Let's get to these spoilers after this break. The break is over. So now we're in the spoiler section. First thing I'm gonna say, Mama Sa, Mumako Sa. We talked about Harry Styles. We talked about imagining him as Shia LaBeouf. If you had Shia LaBeouf there instead of him, you might have kept me a little bit more invested.
Movie would have went up a few.
You probably would have kept me because I know he would have delivered in some areas where Harry Styles just could not.
Literally every scene.
Like the look, he looked the part.
Yeah.
He's pretty in pictures, but they had no chemistry. Like I didn't believe them. They felt like they were stuck together.
That scene,
which I thought was intentional, but it wasn't. They were supposed to be in love for real.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it.
Right. Like it felt like she was his prisoner in some way. That's what I was waiting to be the reveal.
Right.
Was that she in real life, she didn't know in like the real world or whatever, like she was programmed to be his wife, like reprogrammed to be his wife. Like once she starts breaking down all the stories of how all of them met, I was waiting for it to be all these women have been like forced into these relationships.
It's like that scene where I think she's about to go to bed and she's telling him all these things and he won't really listen. And he's telling her, I could lose this opportunity. I was like, Shia LaBeouf would have killed this. He's like, and that clip came out on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
That's the clip that came out on Twitter. And she was like, a promotion? That's what you're thinking about right now? And everybody in the replies was like, she ate him up in one line. And she did. And it's like, how did you go through all of that? She said one line and just like
his emotion was so not there.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. And I know if Shia LaBeouf is going to do anything, he's going to show some fucking emotion. You can say what you want about Shia LaBeouf. That he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Don't think about the Transformer movies, okay? Don't think about the Transformer movies, okay?
Movie Honey Boy. Honey Boy did his thing.
I saw him as a child portray an autistic teenager on Disney Channel and knocked it out the fucking park.
That's when I knew he was the one.
Knocked it out the fucking Disney Channel ain't doing shit like that no more.
Nah. These kids
like
that kind of range.
That was cinema.
Shout out to Jenna Ortega for escaping the Disney trap.
She was on Disney?
She had a show, Stuck in the Middle.
I've heard of that show, but that was past my time. She was in X, correct? X and Scream?
She's in X, yep.
Yeah.
Scream. She's got the Wednesday movie coming out.
Wednesday movie?
I mean, show, actually, on Netflix.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Damn, she working.
She got another movie coming out they just posted the other day, too.
She's staying busy. All right.
I ain't mad at her.
Look yourself. Okay. Look.
No comment.
Let me tell you something. In X, she pissed me off. I was like, this bitch, like, bitch, you know what? We ain't gonna get into that.
Don't do that because I don't think I talked to.
Hold on.
I think I did do a review on here. I think I did it with Did I do the review? No, I think I just talked about it with Tyler. I don't think
we ain't gonna get into it.
Yeah, we got off track.
We ain't gonna get into it. But yeah, Shia LaBeouf would have killed Harry Styles' role. He would have killed it. But I did love Chris Pine in this.
Chris Pine was good.
Yeah. Outside of Chris Pine and Florence Pugh, I can't praise anyone else.
Everybody else was pretty obvious in what they were.
Yeah.
Chris
Like
Pine,
at the end, like, are we going in order with these spoilers, or
we could start in order.
okay?
So let me see if I had any. I think all my notes are about the end.
Yeah, because that's when shit goes off the rails.
So yeah, I already said in the non-spoiler section that it felt a little obvious. They were giving us stuff they didn't have to give us. What do you think about the black friend that questioned things?
That's when I knew this wasn't the 1950s.
Too many black people. Kiki Lane.
That black woman speaking up like that in front of all those white people, and no, that's how I knew this wasn't the 1950s.
And I feel like,
now, granted,
and the biracial couples, the interracial couples.
Was there interracial couples?
Yeah, there was a couple of them.
Okay,
the first one is the Indian dude and the white woman.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Margaret, the Kiki Lane,
the pregnant one.
She had a white husband as well.
Yeah. Oh no. She had a black husband.
He wasn't black.
That dude was black.
He had some melanin, but he wasn't black. He might have been like
biracial,
might have been Hispanic or something.
I don't know. He looked black to me, but
I might have found him in the cast list now.
The whole Margaret thing.
Here we go. His name is Ariel. This dude is like Indian or something.
He's not black.
I'm about to find out right now. I'm pretty sure he's like Indian or something. I wish it did.
I'm gonna let you go on the Margaret thing because this, like, I'm already confused.
Where was he in anyway? All right, I'm gonna send you this dude picture. He got something in him. He ain't black. Like not African American like we know. Anyway, but yeah, so she's trying to tell them like something ain't right, blah 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 blah. Everybody looks at her like she's crazy.
Oh, he ain't black. Hell no.
Yeah. Everybody looks at her like she's crazy. And then Florence Pugh's character sees her slit her throat, fall off the roof, blah, blah, yada yada, right? Florence Pugh then starts to question what happened. They tell her she's imagining things, blah, blah, blah. She goes on the train, goes out in the desert, comes back. Now she's the one telling people stuff. But like, you just saw how everybody reacted to Margaret. You just saw how they erased her. Just all of a sudden, no, y'all tripping. You ain't see what you think you saw. Why would you immediately go to acting as crazy as she was out loud?
Well, she didn't. The whole slit the throat thing didn't happen until after the plane thing and all of that. Didn't happen until later.
She saw her when she came back, actually, right? No, where was she running from? She ran from somewhere.
When she saw her, she was at the ballet thing. Because remember, Margaret called her and was like, "No one to listen to me, but you know, you."
That's when she slit her throat.
And then she went to the ballet thing, and she saw Margaret in the reflection, and Margaret was like banging her head up against the.
Gotcha.
And then she ran from there.
Gotcha.
To Margaret's place, and that's when she saw Margaret.
Okay. That's the timeline. So she saw Margaret. She saw how they reacted to the Margaret situation. And now she's the one. Now she starts acting exactly like Margaret was acting. In my head, I would try to be a little bit more smart about how I approach trying to figure this shit out. That was when it started to annoy me.
It's like she's being ignorant of the situation.
Right. Like you clearly know something ain't right. You clearly see how they just discarded of Margaret. Are you also
now? Granted, it took her long. Like she came around, but like in the beginning, just the way she treated Margaret and brushed Margaret off was like.
But I'm saying, like, you did that to Margaret. Why would you not expect them to do the same thing to you?
Yeah, very true.
That was the part that annoyed me initially, but that's me overthinking things in that part. We can get to where shit fell off completely, I think. So my first thought, so big reveal, right? They go to modern day. We see her life. She's a doctor, surgeon even.
This happens after they take her away.
Right. Like she flips all the way out. Chris Pine, the whole scene with her and Chris Pine, her and Chris Pine worked for me.
Yeah, that scene at the table is the best scene in the movie.
He was so in control. He didn't care what she said because one way or another, he was going to be in control.
Yeah.
I thought like he could just erase everybody's memories or make them feel like she was just being crazy. In my head, that's what I was thinking. That may or may not be the case by the time we get to the end of the movie. We'll worry about that in a second. So we see her actual life, right? She was a surgeon. She comes home after a 30-hour shift. Harry Styles is got the scruffy little, I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be on his face. They just found like some baby hairs on the floor and stuck them to his chin. I don't know what they were doing.
Shit was ass.
He's hunched over the computer. And we're supposed to believe that this surgeon is with this loser ass motherfucker.
Well, you got to remember they showed the flashback to when he lost his job and she was like, I could pick up some extra shifts.
He was listening to Sigma Male podcast. Like the most inceliest incel of all time. But smashing Florence. You know what? Surgeon Florence Pugh. She comes home. He's trying to mess with her. She ain't feeling it. And as he's listening to this Sigma Male podcast, that's where like the whole idea of this victory place is pitched. Blah, 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 blah. So we're made to believe that he signed up for this utopian place where you trap your wife in this virtual world and life is perfect. For him, at least. So my question, I don't give a fuck about the story at this point. I'm not trying to tell the story. Where's her family? Where's her job?
She's a nurse and she went missing for Lord knows how long, and no one
asked the question.
Looking for her.
Like she literally says in the part of the movie that because they don't give us, and they should have given us more of this so we could understand it better. I got off a 30-hour shift. I have to go back in 6 hours. So she's working.
She said she worked a 30 or 24-hour shift.
She said 30.
Like that's...
And we're supposed to believe that she can just vanish and nobody asks any questions. If you wanted to tell me she was an orphan, she didn't have no family, cool.
She ain't tell us that.
She just worked a 30-hour shift. She got some friends.
Yeah. She got some people that rely on her at work.
She got people wondering where the hell she is because they need her. So I'm supposed to believe she's just hooked up in this simulation and nobody gives a damn. Not working for me. Right off the bat. What else we got? They mentioned when he's signing up for the program that he's responsible for maintenance of her body. How is he doing that?
Because when he first put her in, he was doing the drops, I guess, to keep her hydrated. But like once he goes in, he comes out every morning.
Right. The way I understood it is when he's working, he's actually in the real world working.
Yeah, he said like he had to work in the real world every day to make money to keep them in.
Right. But like, is she wearing diapers? Like, is he changing her? Is he exercising her muscles so her muscles don't atrophy? Her eyes are being held open like they didn't dry out yet. So a lot of that's not adding up for me.
Another thing that doesn't add up for me.
Go ahead.
When she first goes into the desert and finds that the headquarters, right? She touches it. At the time, we don't know what happens to her. But we find out, obviously, we could put together later on that, she went out and he put her back in. That's why she woke up in the bed. he act like nothing happened.
He was trying to
because Olivia Wilde said he can't put you back in this time.
Right.
So if she woke up,
she don't remember that.
Right.
That pissed me off too. By the time we got to the end, and she touches it again, and that's what we get as the ending.
Also, she's restrained to the bed. So like when she wakes up,
is she?
I believe she is. Yeah,
she might be. I can't remember.
At least her arms are.
You might be right. So yeah, like is she just gonna be in there screaming?
Like all we heard was her breathing. Like, all right, how you gonna get out?
She touches the window and now she's breathing funny, but we don't get no. And that's what. And that I wrote that down. Why can't we get an actual resolution? Why do we get this cryptic ending? Why does she?
About the plane. What was the point? Like, what was the symbolism in that? What was? Yeah, there's a lot of things happening.
Because the plane, because as I'm trying to figure shit out, the plane looked like the one the little boy had.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh, there's something going on with the plane. Nothing. You just doing shit.
Never come back to the plane. Never. Nothing. Like it never amounts to anything. And even
we do get the explanation for the boy, I guess, because at the time she said that Margaret said they took him away from her.
Yeah.
We find out that the kids are not real.
Not real. So it's easy for them to take the kids away.
That part, okay. Whatever.
My thing is,
symbolism on the plane.
What initiated Alice, which is Florence Pugh's character, what initiated her to start seeing and questioning these things? Because she started seeing and question before she even went into the desert. She saw the plane. Before that, she's it
wasn't Margaret.
Maybe, but even then, like, was what started Margaret's.
Right.
She went out there for a reason.
Because it was clear that Florence Pugh was susceptible to questioning things, but why?
Right.
You're different. Was it just that she was really intelligent in the real world, or what?
The eggs that had nothing in them.
That, because they tried to describe that in the podcast I was listening to as being a sign that she was in a simulation, but what the fuck was the point? Why would you have that?
Because she made eggs another time, and I'm like, oh, now it's something in the fucking eggs, like
right. And I had the thought also when she's cooking, like every morning or every day, we just see the bacon in the pan. Like, are they skipping? In my mind, I was like, is the simulation like skipping steps? Like, husband goes off for work and then she jumps to being in the kitchen and the food's already being cooked. But I think I'm overthinking that.
And like the moments in the film where she's in the tub and she zones out and she doesn't realize she's probably drowning underwater. When she's wrapping up the food and she puts the thing around her face. At this point, we don't know she's in a simulation. So I'm thinking, okay, Chris Pine has them under like this mind control. He realizes she's questioning things too much and he's messing with her mind to get her to commit suicide, probably like he did with Margaret. But we don't find that out. Like,
there's no explanation.
At the end, I assume, okay, Margaret killed herself to get herself out. Margaret wanted to get out. She couldn't get out. She said, okay, I'll kill myself. What was Florence Pugh doing all of that for?
Right. And I thought maybe she was doing it to see if she was capable or allowed to. But there's no explanation. The
wall closing in on her. Like, what
was that?
All of these are like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing to do, but it has to make sense to the story.
Right. You got to explain why that happened at some point. And none of that made sense.
Another thing, the ending, when Florence Pugh is driving to the headquarters and Chris Pine is waiting on the phone call and his wife, played by the beautiful Gemma Chan from Eternals, stabs him and kills him for no reason.
So it was clear to me something wasn't right about her. I just assumed she was in on it. But they try to make it like, okay, so I was going to try to save this for the end. Me trying to figure out what the fuck was the point of the movie. So when they introduce her husband as an incel, I'm thinking, oh, the message is this incel perfect life simulation thing, right? But she immediately undercuts that idea by first having her character, Olivia Wilde's character, say that she came willingly. So she, as a woman, came willingly to this place. Then when Gemma Chan stabs her husband, she says, "It's my turn now." I interpreted that as she was the real leader the whole time. She was just letting him be the face of it. But now that he has failed, she's taken over.
So maybe they should make that known.
I had to lock that. I can't do it again.
Maybe they should make that known. Like, even after that scene, nothing follows up. Like, bro, you're not doing a sequel. So, like, can we get some closure? Because even before that, she barely has any, like,
you just see her looking.
Yeah.
Now, the podcast I listened to, The Big Picture, Sean Fennessy.
I haven't listened to that episode, but I am subscribed to that podcast.
So what they interpreted that as is Olivia Wilde trying to have a woman empowerment situation where now the woman is gonna be in charge and blah blah blah. If that's what she was trying to do, that makes it even stupider.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
That makes it even stupider if that's what she was trying to do.
Even more stupid. Stupid is not a word.
I'm saying stupider on purpose.
Okay.
The idea that if you die in the system, you die in real life makes no sense. Don't know why you would program it that way.
Movies always do that with simulation shit just to have a way out. Because it's like, okay, she bashed him over the head with the thing. It killed him in the simulation. So instead of him waking up in real life and stopping her from getting out, it kills him in real life. Makes no sense, but...
And she didn't know it ahead of time, so she just accidentally...
she just hit him over the head because he was squeezing her to death.
Right. Second part. Her car drives like a regular car. They have to chase her. Why don't they have anything that can just shut the car down remotely? The chase was goofy.
You can take kids away, but you can't stop a car.
Right. And then she's climbing this thing in the desert. They're all running after her. Whatever. It's supposed to be a dramatic scene. We know she's getting away. Or we assume, I guess, that she's going to get away. Then you have Harry Styles' character pop up and hug her when she gets to the top. How? Why? What do we accomplish?
Is that the simulation trying to stop her? Like, at this point, it's the simulation thinking on its own.
That's what I thought. Throwing
things at her, trying to stop her. Like,
that's what I thought. It was like a distraction that she had to overcome. But like, at this point, we haven't seen the simulation do anything smart. What else? I said that they didn't give us enough of the backstory. They definitely should have spent more time in the real world establishing what was going on. But the final thing I got to make fun of is, and again, I didn't know that this was a thing until I listened to that podcast, and they said that she's pushing this as this women's sexual pleasure fest or something, like the pleasure of women being pushed to the forefront. So in the movie, Harry Styles comes home and gets straight to eating. He a munch, if you will.
Oh man. Is it because he went straight to giving her head and they didn't show the sex, or?
So he does that more than once. So I guess that is Olivia Wilde trying to say something. But first of all, again,
that's not happening in the 1950s, bro.
And then like they smashing everywhere. First of all, I guess Olivia Wilde makes sure that she shows that, or she tries to show, I should say, that Florence Pugh is getting hers, if you will. Okay.
I mean, I didn't complain. I got to hear Florence Pugh moan. That adds a point onto the movie for me.
But it's like, okay. I can't say that I didn't have the same thought.
Exactly.
But that's not two things. First, we're supposed to feel like her and Harry Styles are connected. I did.
Right.
I was just enjoying that.
Not at all.
I forgot Harry Styles existed. In every single one of these scenarios, Harry Styles was giving us nothing. He was just there. He might as well have been the rabbit or the rose, as far as I'm concerned. They could have replaced him with either one of those things, and you get the same exact stuff from these scenes.
Would have got the same emotions too.
He ain't giving us a damn thing.
I'm afraid for him in the MCU.
We'll see what they do. But then the whole idea of the movie is that allegedly, supposedly, he put her in there. He clearly does not give a fuck about her in real life. So why would he care about that for her? Why would he care about, again?
I don't agree.
If you're sending a message about men, allegedly, and particularly the type of man that he is in the movie on the outside world, that type of man don't give a damn about pleasing his woman.
Like, personally, I don't agree
with
him not giving a fuck about her in the real world.
What was he doing?
Just because he wasn't, I think he did care. And obviously they didn't dive into this like they should have.
Okay.
But obviously I think he cared about her. But I think he lost his job. He probably felt emasculated because she was
power dynamic.
Yeah. He was working all the time. It probably went too far and he just never found the job. We don't know the time between them being in bed, her saying, "Oh, I'll work extra shifts," and her coming home and he has a full beard and hair. Like, we don't, because when they was in the bed, he was clean shaven. Like,
right.
So we don't know the length between that. So I think he does care. And even him saying, "I did this, for you, you get to stay here all day, live the perfect life. I have to go out there and work to make money so we can stay in here."
So basically,
he doesn't benefit from this much, but he does because he doesn't even really get away from the real world.
He flipped the power dynamic is all he did.
Yeah.
Because she had the money, she was working, and she was coming home tired.
Right.
In his head, like you said, he was probably emasculated.
Mm-hmm.
And in his head, he thought he was freeing her from having to work and being tired all the time.
Now, when she said, "I love my life, I loved what I did," I'm like, you're lying.
I mean, if you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I was good. If he loved her, why would he not pitch this to her versus sedating and kidnapping her into this life?
That's true, but
that's why I can't accept that
he probably knows his girlfriend, his wife, and knows that she'd have said no.
And maybe now you kind of been bringing me back around a little bit. Maybe that's why he cares so much about making sure she's getting hers on the inside, because he knows he's done some wild shit on the outside, and he's like, watch how attentive I am to your needs.
I mean, I guess, but
that's the only way I can accept it.
It's all speculative.
Yeah, they didn't explain anything.
They didn't explain shit in this movie.
I don't know at the end of the day, what do you think the theme is, or the point that she's trying to make?
They could be different.
Undercut all of them.
Yeah, because there could be so many different ones.
When I thought it was about the men and the power dynamic stuff, and then she comes.
I walked away from it feeling like she was trying to portray some misogynistic message.
That's what I wanted to believe until she introduced her own character as being in there.
Yeah.
Because she wants to have her kids back.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as
And then Gemma
also,
Chan,
I meant as far as
being
also
Emily.
like them being in that world and the man is working, the woman stays home, that kind of thing. So
I saw it as a Make America Great Again, and this is when America was supposedly great. That's
kind
what
of because they're like,
I
we're
tried.
building the perfect world. Yeah.
I tried to see it as a Make America Great Again, and America was great when the women stayed home, the men worked, and whatever.
This movie's a mess.
But again, she's throwing conflicting messages in there with her own character being there willingly, and Gemma Chan's character seemingly being in on it. Without those two things, I can accept it as a misogynistic men need to be on top scenario.
Yeah, my grade has dropped for this movie.
So it's too much going. It's too much and too little at the same time. Like, I don't know how you did that. Beautiful movie though. Well shot.
Great idea, just bad execution.
It's a half-baked idea, 100%. Like, the idea is there, the execution did not hit. You needed to pick a point and stick with it, but they made like 5 different points and some of them contradict each other.
It's like she's trying to deliver 3 different messages.
Yeah, you had to pick one and stick with it.
Yeah.
And she didn't do that. So overall, I can't say I hated the experience. Like, I didn't want to walk out at any point.
No, I mean it kept me glued, it kept me interested, but just at the end it wasn't worth.
Right.
It wasn't worth.
It didn't give what it needed to give.
Yo, close this shit out, dog.
I probably won't rate it for a few more days.
I've learned I rated this too fast. I'm not even gonna say, oh, I'm gonna drop it down to this. I'm gonna just wait.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait a couple of days. We'll see what I review next. I'm gonna not hold myself to having a guest on for each one of the reviews going forward, because I find myself not doing anything and I don't want to do that anymore. But that's it for Don't Worry, Darling. I think you should worry personally. If you're thinking about going to see this movie.
Oh my God.
Or if you saw it, you should be worried that you made that decision. I was bullied into watching it personally. I would not recommend this to anybody unless you just really want to see a great Florence Pugh performance.
Which is always worth it.
And just pretend that you don't care about the actual story.
I mean, they didn't, so.
Damn. Shout out to Olivia Wilde, because that name is appropriate. She is a wild,
facts.
That is a wild woman.
On and off the court.
On and off the court. With that said, that's the end of this episode. Tap in. Again, I'm going to do a big catch up, a big purge of like 15 movies, 5-6 shows. I'm going to try to keep it under an hour. We'll see how that goes. That rhymes. Bars. Peace.
Peace.